Hello, I'm Juan Machin-Mastromatteo, and we are very happy to be participating in this conference, ECIL 2021, even if we cannot meet each other at this time. I will be presenting our proposal on behalf of my colleagues that is titled Personality Traits as Drivers of the Scientific Production, Information, Scientific, and Academic Literacies Implications. My colleagues are Doris Agredo, José Romo, myself, and Fidel González. So, to tell you a little bit about this research, this is a larger research that we have conducted. We sought to study if there were some relationships between behavioral issues and the scientific production and communication, meaning that we wanted to know if some behavioral issues may affect, for better or worse, scientific production of professors. And we have conducted this research with professors of our own university. So we sought to examine researchers' prosocial characteristics using a 78-item survey together with data from other sources, including bibliometrics, altmetrics, and also peer-reviewed data. From the results of this larger research, we conducted for this conference an exercise of examining these results from a perspective of literacies. And the concept that we are using includes informational, scientific, and academic literacies. To tell you about some things about our methodology, we employed 5 data sets. First, the results of this 78-item survey that we designed for this study, and all the items were derived from the specialized literature. And these items, we used a 5-point Likert-type scale to allow participants to rate each item according to their level of agreement, and this scale was from 0 to 4. Another data set was given to us by the Human Resources Department of our university. Of course, this data was anonymized, and we used it mainly to be able to merge all the data sets. The other data set was downloaded from Scopus, and of course, this means that this data set was comprised of bibliometric data. Specifically, we drew the number of publications and citations per professor, also the year of their most recent publication, the number of their age index, and this was collected for a period from 2013 to 2018. The other data sets was Altmetrics data downloaded from Dimensions, specifically the number of documents with Altmetric score and the total scores, total Altmetric scores per professor. And also we drew from Publon's data, the number of peer reviews conducted by each professor, and the number of manuscripts that they have handled as editors for a scientific journal. Our hypotheses were related to the assumption that we thought from the start that professors who scored higher in their prosocial behavior dimensions will also have a higher scientific productivity in number of indexed articles published. Also, they will have a higher number of citations, a higher Altmetric scores, they will be peer reviewers, and they will also have higher scores in some items that dealt with the connections between science, research, and society. We employed an stratified sample of 120 professors from our universities. It was stratified by faculty, uh, given the proportion of the total professors in the university and the total professors in each faculty. To tell you something about our analytical categories, so the prosocial behavior dimensions, these 78 items that we employed in the survey could be categorized in one or more of these six dimensions. The dimensions were prosocial behaviors in general, self-regulation, empathy, self-esteem, extrinsic motivation, intrinsic motivation, and you can see here the results, at least the mean scale scores that professors had in each of the dimensions. It is notable that the higher score was achieved in empathy, at least talking about the means, and the lowest was observed in the extrinsic motivation dimension. All right. So I talked a little bit about some items that were related to science and society. There is an increasing attention and importance being granted to the social value of research activities. And these, of course, will not change overnight. And we wanted to explore if professors are somehow addressing these issues. So we centered on asking them about if they are involving citizens in their studies in some kind of citizen science supported projects, participations of citizens in research, also if they develop scientific dissemination activities, also if they take some actions in promoting their own publications. Of course, we can connect this with the altmetrics area. If they think their research is aimed at solving social problems, and if they conduct initiatives to transmit their research results to society. And as it happened with the previous slide, you have here the mean scale scores for each of these issues, right, of science and society. So you can see that in a scale from 0 to 4, results were not so high. Regarding the hypothesis testing, we found some interesting things. Regarding the first hypothesis, that we thought that professors with higher scores in their prosocial behavior dimensions will also have a higher scientific productivity. That was confirmed. Regarding the number of citations, this was also confirmed if we take all the dimensions together, but the relationship is not there if we are talking about the prosocial behavior dimension, because we calculated we tested this hypothesis with all the dimensions all together and by each dimension. So it was confirmed for all the dimensions together, except for the prosocial behavior dimension when we took the dimensions separately. The third hypothesis dealt with the higher altmetrics, and this was rejected. It was somehow expected because if you take a look at research done with altmetrics, correlations and hypothesis testing with altmetrics data, correlations are not there, or they are strange, the results right now. Perhaps it has to do with the way altmetrics are measured, or because they are relatively new still. We don't know. The fourth hypothesis, we thought that professors with higher scores in their prosocial behavior dimensions will also be peer reviewers, and this was rejected. And this was surprising because we think that if peer review is an activity that is usually not so well rewarded, it is kind of a social service for our own discipline. Well, individuals should have good prosocial traits, but this was not the case, at least with this sample. Regarding the science and society, it was confirmed for all the dimensions altogether, except for extrinsic motivation when we tested the hypothesis with each of the dimensions separately. From our key results, I wanted to highlight the extrinsic motivation dimension was the lowest scored of all the dimensions. Mainly, professors feel that research support is limited, and this, of course, can be confirmed with the evolution of research support systems in our country, and that has been getting worse, of course, worldwide because of the pandemic. So we have also that their self-esteem, self-efficacy, self-regulation, and intrinsic motivation are the main drivers of scientific production. So there are many reasons why professors conduct research, and it was good to know that their intrinsic motivation, that is setting their own goals and also helping students and also claiming their own knowledge for themselves, the knowledge they are developed, are among the main drivers. And we have to take care of extrinsic factors because they can somehow weaken the ecosystem. Important for professors to have minimal extrinsic conditions, to be immersed in collaboration environments, the availability of incentives to carry out research. They value a lot their own autonomy, to have adequate time to research, and also to have good health and safety conditions. The main weaknesses found, or that professors have highlighted, are related to the institutional recognition, the promotion, dissemination, and the acknowledgement of their research activities and their own milestones. Uh, Issues with the administrative organization, high workloads, availability of relevant research related training, and deficient information infrastructures. So this is where we started to connect our research that has to be with behavioral characteristics and bibliometrics, metrics, with the information literacy area, because we wanted to see how we can um, somehow address or alleviate some issues that information literacy may very well do. So also in the results, we found that the widest gaps were in the indicators, scientific production indicators of the professors. 61 had publications, 54 had an H index different from 0, 46 professors had citations, 32 had almetric scores, 7 performed as peer reviewers, and only 1 has served as a journal editor. They have highlighted that training infrequently stimulates research, so available training may not be so relevant, at least for this specific area, that is scientific production and research. But professors highlighted that they are willing to learn what they don't know about research. So we find areas of opportunity for enhancing research and the social relevance of professors' research. Why and who can conduct training. So training, information literacy training should address issues surrounding scientific research, production, and the scientific research infrastructures that have been weakened. And these are things that are, of course, associated with information scientific and academic literacies. The stakeholders, of course, include teacher training programs that are in place, but are not addressing these topics. Research units in the institution, other professors, and of course, we have to highlight, and of course, as a librarian myself, it is important to also bring forward the importance and the involvement of libraries and information professionals. The training needs and contents, what a training program to alleviate these issues will look like, will be divided at least in 5 topics. One dealing with scientific publishing issues such as where to publish, to assess and identify journal quality levels and meeting their requirements. Another topic will deal with the scientific communication, promotion, and dissemination as 3 actions or processes that may help improve and harness the social value of the research produced by professors, and also to enhance their visibility. And this is, of course, also relevant or important for the institution to be able to produce research that is useful and that is seen by social stakeholders. We have also the topic of bibliometrics and almetrics, because at least here in Mexico, it is, of course, a topic mostly talked about and studied by information science professionals and professionals from other areas, but not all researchers manage or dominate the terms, the right concepts, and many don't know about these indicators and how and what they mean and how they can improve them. So this will improve a professor's ability for monitoring, evaluating their research progress and achievements, and of course act upon them strategically, right? The 4th topic will deal with peer review and journal editing work. It was strange or surprising to find that very few professors from the sample conduct these activities. There might be many reasons behind this. Perhaps they don't know how to get to these opportunities. They don't know that they are important and they are gaining and increasing. They are increasing in importance and relevance, and perhaps in also recognition, because we think that these activities mean that a professor has reached a certain level within their scientific community for their field, right? So trying to explain this, perhaps promote it, and maybe more professors will be involved in these activities. That will be interesting. And the last topic will be information scientific and academic literacies in general. That will involve searching, assessing, retrieving, evaluating, managing information, and of course dealing with scientific writing and other topics. So this is all for today. I thank you for your attention and interest, and I hope you see you later. Bye bye.